Family's number one, 96.5, where Christmas calls home. It is Ilya this afternoon. Well, Christmas not far away. Can be a challenging time for anyone watching their weight right across the festive periods. To get a bit of a hand, author and publisher of The Weight Loss Mindset is Monica Egan. Monica, good afternoon.
Hi, Ilya. How are you going?
Look, very well. Now, I always get worried. I mean, you always tend to eat a lot more across the Christmas break, of course, on Christmas Day. And I'm sure you've got some tips for us to keep those calories down.
Oh, I do actually. They're tips that I'm going to use myself. I'm very interested in keeping the calories down. So my first tip is really to bring a beautiful fruit platter because everyone appreciates and enjoys a fresh, Queensland fruit, beautifully presented platter on a hot Christmas day. I reckon it's just the most simplest light alternative for a Christmas dessert in Queensland. We're really lucky. We've got beautiful melons and mangoes to choose from. But if you are looking for something a little bit, more traditional and a bit richer and creamier, there are ways to sort of lower the sugar and lower the fat content. And if you do those things, you can lower the overall calorie count. So I've got a little example. Mine is my mother's Christmas trifle because I make it every year. And if I make it the traditional way, yes, it's definitely a little bit calorie heavy. So, the basic ingredients of a trifle is the cake, which I'm going to substitute for a low-fat cake mix. So I'm going to buy one and pre-make it rather than just buy a ready-made cake. So that's definitely lowering the fat content there. Of course, there's alcohol in these trifles, but I really don't think you have to substitute the alcohol because it's just a minimal ingredient. I think my recipe only has like a quarter of a cup of sherry or whatever you choose to put in. So you don't have to really alter that. The next is the jelly, which of course you can buy low sugar, light jelly. So basically you've got no calories there. And the fruit. Now the fruit's just one you have to watch out for because the key is to get one canned fruit that's in natural juices, not syrup, because the syrup is what pushes the sugar content up quite high. And also avoid the frozen gourmet ones because they're pretty high in sugar. If you can find one in natural juices, you've really cut the sugar amount straight away. That's my tip with that one. And lastly, of course, the cream. Well, now that surprisingly does have an alternative. If you go through your supermarket, there's a canned whipped cream, which you buy in the dairy section, but they actually have a light version. And I think theirs is 98.7% fat-free, which is huge. You're saving a huge amount of fat. And, that way, you're not changing the taste, you're not changing the texture, or even the look of a traditional dish, but you've cut the sugar, you've cut the fat, you've cut the calories.
Monica, that's the dessert taken care of. What about minimising calories when it comes to the mains?
Yeah, well, that's another good idea. The ham, I guess, is the thing that we all overload on that. I prefer the turkey. I mean, turkey is a wonderful low-fat meat, or fish. If you can find yourself a great fish recipe, I'll be searching for one and I might pop it on my website. If I find something that I've tried and tested myself, I'll definitely put it on there. But yeah, fish and turkey, really, rather than the hams and the higher fat meats.
And your website we can have a look at those tips on?
Yeah, my website is www.theweightlossmindset.com.au.
Some good tips on keeping the calories down at Christmas. Monica Egan joining us. Monica, thanks for those.
Thank you, Ilya. Merry Christmas to you.